Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and I'm outside a house flip that is almost finished, and we are going to walk through and blue tape some items that still need to be fixed, and just kind of show you what we look for when doing a final walkthrough on a house. Now, there's some stuff on the outside and inside that still needs to be done. Those windows obviously did not come in, or I think they came in and were broken, so we're waiting for replacement windows, which can take a very long time. There's a little roof section, trim section there that needs to be done because the roof is getting replaced. We can't fix that until the roof is replaced. And then the yard is not looking very good. I think the sprinkler system has some issues. So those are some things we'll obviously bring up. I just saw a little bit of caulking issues right there because we did put in new windows, so that is not done in the best way. So a few things like that throughout the house we found. We're going to point out, get them fixed, make sure it looks good before we put it up for sale. So you can see one of the sprinkler heads right there that is completely obliterated. So that could be why the grass is dying, because the sprinkler system isn't on, because those sprinkler heads don't work. But that's something we would hope our contractors, people working on the house, would let us know, bring to our attention, say, hey, do we need to fix this? Do we need to get water on the yard? We do drive by our houses quite a bit, but in Colorado, it's very dry. It can get very hot in the summers, and we may not catch a dying grass before it's really torched. So this is what the house looks like on the inside. And as you can see, we did flooring, paint. It wasn't in bad shape when I bought it. We paid $310,000 for it, I believe. But it needed windows, needed flooring, needed paint. We'll show you the kitchen here. The kitchen isn't my favorite, but everybody else tells me they like it, so we'll see how that goes. Again, one of the first things I saw when I walked in was that cover plate just obliterated. And I'm like, we can't have that. And then there's some few spots on the walls where it might be hard to see in the video, but definitely need some touch-up, are not patched well or need to be patched better so they aren't so noticeable. It's always interesting in these videos. Sometimes you guys who are watching the video see things that I don't see in person, and a lot of times you can't see what I'm seeing in the video. It just depends on the camera angle and view and lighting and all that. But here's the kitchen. So we kept the countertops, kept the tile backsplash, painted the cabinets that green. I don't mind the green color at all. I just don't know if it all goes together okay, but other people have told me they think it's fine and like it. So love to hear what you think. Replacing the counters and backsplash can bring up a can of worms, because you might, you could break the cabinets, you could put holes in the wall, all kinds of things that add cost to these properties. And this is a house that's probably going to be worth around $400,000. So after carrying costs, financing costs, repair costs, selling costs, all that, there's not a whole lot of room in this flip. It was meant to be a quick and easy flip, and not one where we're redoing all the kitchens, all the bathrooms. That can get very, very expensive, especially in today's world where everything is so expensive compared to what it was just a couple of years ago. One thing that is annoying is that light. Let's see here. I don't know if you can hear it, but it hums, those fluorescent lights. I'm like, ooh, I do not like that light. But we still need carpet. As you can see, that's coming soon. And then, like I said, the roof, a few other things. Those windows still have to come in. So it's not quite ready to go. Our biggest delay has been waiting for the windows to come in the first place, and now we have to wait some more because, yeah, they were broken. So one of the nicest things about flipping houses is when you replace windows, and they have them all in stock. That is so amazing. And I've said this before too, but we get all of our windows from Home Depot. Sometimes they're Geldwin, sometimes there's some other brands. But you do not need to get like Anderson windows and pay 5 times as much money. So when we're buying windows, they're usually, what, $200 a piece around there right now. Where if you bought Anderson windows, they'd probably be like literally 5 times that or more for just the material, not even installing it. So here's the room that was kind of the mural before. If you guys remember, it had all kinds of interesting painting. Like I said, we'll get the windows replaced. There's some, bad paint next to the windows, but we assume that will be fixed when the windows are put in. And then there were some pretty glaring errors I found in this room. It was a mural room with lots of stickers, and you can see the stickers were painted over. That is not how we do things. So that all needs to be fixed, those scraped off and done the right way. And then there's another spot, just a paintbrush hair, we're hoping. Although I feel like they usually spray the walls, so I don't know why. But then, yeah, again, more stickers on the ceiling, and yes, that is not how we want to paint things. So make sure that gets fixed. Nothing too glaring on the inside, but definitely a few things here and there that we want to make sure are done right. The bathroom was pretty much in decent shape when we got it. It has a weird bidet thing, so I know if you're from Europe, maybe it's not weird. In the US, it's pretty weird for most of us. There's the tub, which probably doesn't need that thing in it anymore, but tile surround's okay, nothing crazy there. Again, replacing stuff like that is so expensive right now. It's just crazy, and all the little stuff really, really adds up. So if you can save money here and there, it certainly makes a big difference in the long run, and can make the difference between a flip that makes money and doesn't make money. All right, this is a tri-level, so we're gonna head all the way down to the basement. Again, carpet will be down here. We're in Colorado, where the temperatures can get cold. A lot of people say, why do you ever put carpet anywhere? Well, in some rooms, especially in basements, in bedrooms, people in Colorado do like carpet because it's not as cold, as hard as other floor surfaces. Just a little bit of window trim there that needs to be done. I couldn't tell if that was a paint. It looked weird or something else. And then this bedroom over here, we did some work on. But the bathroom itself, new toilet, that's about it here too. So if you can get away with not replacing bathrooms and kitchens, that will just save you thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So much money because they're so expensive. Even going through Home Depot, trying to get, discounted items, save money, is still so expensive. And if you remember right, this had kind of weird fluorescent lights in it before too, with a ceiling. We just covered up that whole ceiling, added the can lights, and you can kind of see, I don't think the paint was done all the way. It was new drywall, so I think it needs another coat, or they didn't do primer, not sure. But we marked that. You can see the streaks right there. Another little spot hair. Hopefully it's a, I don't know. I feel like they spray the walls when they paint, though, or use rollers. They wouldn't be using brushes right there, so maybe it's old. Maybe it's touch-up. Who knows? So that's the inside. So not bad. A few things here that need to be touched up and fixed. There were a few more things on the outside that were a little more concerning that we'll show you here in just a second. All right, there's the AC. This house did have newer HVAC when we bought it as well, which is a huge bonus and saves us a lot of money. But when we first looked at this, we painted the outside, and there were some siding issues. And I know I told my guys to replace the pieces of siding that were rotten, needed work. And I don't know what's going on with those holes, what those were from, but they need to be cleaned up a little bit. There's some paint missing right there. This is really frustrating. The cinder block is right there, and it was kind of buried, so instead of moving the cinder block, they just didn't paint behind it. Yeah. And then there's some other spots on the other side over there you can see too that need to be touched up as well. And then, yeah, the big issue is right here. So those are the items we're going to send our guys back to fix, make sure they're done right. The most frustrating thing is the siding, because that's like, more paint, more work, things that really should have been done to start with, that could have easily been fixed, and now makes it a little bit more difficult. They have to come back anyway and finish the windows and some other things too, but a little frustrating on that side. The other stuff is pretty minor touch-up stuff. We always get that. I've worked on houses before. When I was in my mid-20s, I decided a good idea would be to flip a house myself. It was not a good idea, but I realized when you're working on houses, you get into it, it's easy to miss stuff. It's easy to overlook things because you're just working on so many different things, have so many different things going on. You kind of go blind to some of the things that look really obvious to other people, but maybe not so obvious to the person actually working on it. So that's the house. We'll have more updates on it here when it's all the way finished. We'll, of course, show you then. We'll get some professional pictures, probably stage it, and see how it does in this market. The houses are still selling, not as fast. There's not very many houses for sale. Interest rates have really made things stagnant, as I like to say. But it should be in a good price range and have no problem selling. At least that's what I think. And right now is actually probably one of the absolute worst times to sell as far as times of year go, because school's starting. The fall is just typically one of the worst ones. So I'm not sad that we still got to wait for the carpet, roof, some of that stuff, because it's actually easier as we get farther into even winter. We don't want to wait, that long. But right now is a really tough time to sell. So if we wait a couple of weeks, even a month, that's okay with me. And then, we'll have updates on this property, our other properties, other flips, commercial rentals, laundromats, businesses, car wash, liquor store, all that stuff going on. So hope you stick around, and I'd love to hear what you think of this one.